is going to let them get away with what they were getting away with against Moneyball. And they still, I think they ended up winning that map, but it took every heart and soul for GLOWUP to steal Oregon against Moneyball. So this is, we got to see it. Because like I said, we could talk about it. We can predict. We can.
Well, if you look at the bans do make sense though. Because Cafe, we saw Ape not destroy, but do really well against Arrow Rise of the Cafe. So them banning Cafe kind of makes sense. And then it banning Consulate, they got destroyed at Consulate. Makes sense. Picking Oregon, not sure about that one, but they did ban Ville after that. So I kind of see where the bans go for, but either way, it doesn't look good for GLOWUP whatsoever.
I guess it's also the factor. I mean, you're looking at a team Ape that, I mean, they do have a new player, but they've been a team for longer. Their pool is going to be bigger. So it's just how it be as we see Thatcher and Habana off the board. Which again, it's going to test your ability to be organized. I hope GLOWUP has a really nasty Maverick player because he will be required. They're likely going to see Cage probably going to stay up potentially as we do have the Maverick available. So yeah, it's going to come down to, I think Ape's going to have the Mav player to do things. GLOWUP, got to get the hatches. You got to get things done. And you got to get them done concisely here. I mean, like I said, when we talked about the Moneyball GLOWUP game, it was like GLOWUP had a pretty strong defensive half. I mean, that's kind of to be expected, but I'm really curious to see how their attacks go against a team like Ape, especially with
this is where like the organization really comes into play, because attacking on Oregon, attacking on Theme Park, attacking these maps is the more difficult part, where the utility simulator comes into play, where they have to destroy and make their way to the site in effective time.
Definitely. Rovy's going to be the man for the mission. We're going to see the Mira in the basement, which almost certainly we're going to see that Mira in the E-box, basically watching towards bunker to shut down any sort of one-dimensional, hey, look, guys, let's just walk through bunker rank push. You've got to be pretty persistent here on the clear. We see the Nomad coming out from Zizerp as well to potentially lock down that tower side flank. Though, I mean, to be honest with you, we could see anything. We could see anything from a back push to the front push, given this operator lineup. They've got a lot flexibility in that attack lineup.
Yeah, I'm assuming they probably put a shield and elbow as per usual, and maybe late reinforce for the side of Ape. And then I'm interested to see, like, if this is going to be all towards that bunker side, will they do for a laundry and main stairs push, like you said, or are they going to go for maybe back stairs and try to clear out bunker, which I feel like that would be a foolish idea.
Maybe, I don't know. It just depends on whether Ape actually decides to. Because you see teams like they'll, against teams they really respect, they'll have 5 men down. But I've seen teams in the past, have a lurker up on this top floor to kind of test, which is exactly what you see for Forest right now. You're going to see GLOWUP's drone game get tested here. Clearing west side on Oregon, on this new Oregon, especially with the added staircase on the white hallway down towards the basement. It makes it a lot harder to clear. Callout's literally outside the building. Drone destroyed. They have 9 drones, Callout exclaims. But yeah, that's it's gonna test their roam clear, and that's really the thing here that you got to watch out for.
They already, you see drones being destroyed left and right. They're down to already only what 2, 4, no, there's 5 drones left, really half of the way down now at this point, really.
Yeah, and they haven't even hit the web of mute jammers that Forest set up. Those are just drones dying outside of the actual. Another one down, and again, it's just this testing, full stress test here. Whether GLOWUP's going to be able to actually clear the map effectively. This hold actually extended all the way through to meeting the kitchen. Melted's going to be taking the first engagement here. He's got 3 attackers, but again, they don't have like live eyes on him. And look at the kids hatch open as well. Good googly moogly.
Maybe they're thinking at this point, because it's a lower experienced team, that they can get away with maybe doing some of these these strats or testing out these different kind of plays. It looks like they're trying to encircle Kitchen and deal with the player in Kitchen at the moment, but it looks like he's backing off. Actually, it's Melted. He goes down and finished up by Kaiser. Kaiser on, or Kaiser? Is it Kaiser or Kizzer?
Let's say Kaiser. I like Kaiser.
I am so bad with these names half time.
It's like the Kaiser roll, like that you buy at the grocery store. As Callout, speaking of the grocery store, he's gonna kill Rovy. He's lurching through the pantry, trying to do something there. I mean, he's trying to get a kill. He's trying to push through. But again, you have to realize, look at the drone economy for GLOWUP. You're kind of forced to just kind of face check these rotate holes and all this web of defense that Ape has set up. And I'm pretty sure Forest is still just alive above in kids. And they haven't even scratched the surface of that yet.
Yeah, they lost their Maverick as well, but I'm not sure how Maverick is really needed at this point, seeing as they're not really going for any hard walls for the moment. Maybe they might need it for that take onto Freezer, opening that Freezer wall into Laundry. Though it depends on if they really need it, if, even muted it. Hawks at that point, Ace can do that for that job. But yeah, this at this point looks like Ape understands what's going on. They've all backed off into sight and understanding, trying to figure out where's the push gonna be. Call playing in freezer. One down main stairs. One player from the side of GLOWUP is waiting for a peek. Right here on main stairs, Pre-Fire's come up with that. Is the mirror? The mirror is watching freezer, so this could be the hard stop for this push.
Yes, they're probably in a position here to make sure nobody can really play that mirror aggressively. But there, of course, there's angles from that closet wall that can see into pantry as well. So this push is Crossfire City, especially considering where Force is playing, almost certainly unknown as he's going to find Kaiser. Push again, falling apart for GLOWUP as Call's looking for more to pad those stats here as he's already found one. Ox is going to push up, moving slowly. Gush finding one elsewhere, but instantly traded by Yaga. And is Hawks aware of the Jaeger here? Call, yes, scalped. It's just Jay and Yaga here on site, but they're in prime positions and there's only 5 seconds left. The plant's got to start. Czerp knows it and Jay knows it, and that's that. I mean, it just, again, it took the whole round to come down to that penultimate result. And honestly, like, I'm surprised Force came back, actually. I mean, they had no info on kids. Force
he could have stayed up there. He could have stayed there and waited for an opportunity to flank or pounce at that point, really.
I mean, I don't know, maybe we missed it, but I could have sworn to you that Force was just up there and those guys had, what? GLOWUP had about 3-4 drones, maybe?
Yeah, they had 4. I think they had 4 drones at that point, but I guess the fact that you saw Melted die early on, maybe that was a warning sign for Force to return to site at that point.
I guess that's the thing. A team like Gabe's probably so organized that they're used to having timed rotations and everything. So
yeah,
he just did it anyway, even though he, honestly, God, he probably could have gotten away with that, just hiding in kids somewhere or hiding somewhere. But regardless, I mean, it didn't matter. Ape was able to just strong arm it at the site there at the end, and they're going to be able to go to kid's bedroom now. And this is a little more forgiving of a site. Just kidding. Not kid's bedroom. It's kitchen and dining. Ape's just throwing me off. I figured they would have the typical rotation, but no, they're actually playing what many would considering like an offsite to start just immediately.
Yeah, it feels like a tertiary site usually, but maybe they're trying to throw curveballs at this point and make it more difficult for GLOWUP, because you expect upstairs, and it looks like they're already playing upstairs anyway too, so it's not that crazy either. I
guess the thing is, I mean, if you've looked at the win rate on this map, I mean, up between all the different sites, they're not really there's not really a how do I say it, tertiary rate site that's particularly just better than anything else.
At that point, really.
Yeah, it's just like people do it because you can pretty much go any of the 4 sites and have a really realistic, I mean, over 50% chance of winning. So it's not too big of a deal in terms of, oh, this is an offsite, because I mean, it is Oregon. It's very known at this point. This map is probably the best rotation of sites, like out of most maps, or any map really. Is I was just gonna start working on this kid's bedroom home that you talked about earlier, the alibi holding up here.
Yeah, we don't see Alibi very often, but Yaga bringing out this time, playing upstairs. Looks like he was the kid's moment. Did he draw? No, he's in there, kids. I see the silhouette now. He's playing kids still and Melted with the shotgun upstairs. Actually, Yaga's actually not Yaga upstairs. It's actually the Jaeger Force on white stairs. Gush looking to make some noise over by kids. And yeah, is that Force? Who is that? Oh, it's Call Out actually.
Actually, interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the best weapon for the defense here to play that hatch, given how that angle works on the default plant into the western site there, into the western default plant. It's probably the best thing to have your 1.5 playing that angle, or at least the TCSG of Goyo, which doesn't seem to be the case. The push coming through for GLOWUP as they're fully collapsing onto this. Call Out blowing up his teammate, and Kaiser just killing Call Out in return, but Jay just murders 2 people in the same context. He's gonna find his 3rd, it looks like. Yes, Jay's just letting it sing. The MG42 on D-Day just murders 3 players as the team kill comes out from Call. What is happening?
That's C4. Like, what? Oh, wait a minute. So Force is playing secure at this point. Jay's low HP on site, and the last 2 are Hawks and CCS upstairs. They're gonna take a second to drone and see what information they can figure out, because this way they don't want to see what you say a doomsday device. I'm freaking Jay over there just holding down the line here. He is holding down the site, and Force will be the one maybe to make a play here, because Jay's low HP. He could die at a tickle at this point.
Yeah, both those guns will absolutely down Jay in a touch, no matter where it hits him, legs, ankles, head. He will die. But the thing is, Jay has killed most of their team already. He's probably on a hot streak. His player attribute has activated. He does not miss now. And it looks like GLOWUP's going for meeting, but the problem is this isn't the site. This is a kitchen dining defense. So they're gonna have to lurch their way through. And honestly, his Ape have eyes on it. Yes, the
Oh.
ping's coming out, the wall bang, and now it's just Hawks. You're not gonna be able to pick up your teammate in this context, not really. And it's just Jay with 1 HP. Again, he gets touched, he's gone. The plant's starting. And I imagine Jay has the info. We saw the pings come out earlier. He's gonna swing the corner, he's gonna let it sing just a little bit. But he's got 25 seconds to bait this plant and to potentially go for the frag, and that's exactly what he does. Hawks with the clutch, and my goodness, Jay tried his hardest. Gotta give him that.
He tried his hardest, but unfortunately that roam didn't really work out for them, especially the C4 from call out. I don't know where he threw it to, but he threw it definitely in the wrong direction.
Yeah, I saw call out thrown on the ground. I can tell you, maybe he was probably throwing it and he got blinded by a flashbang. We saw the flashbangs coming out, and he potentially just pressed the button. So happened his teammate was nearby. I mean, we've seen with the new projectile system, we've seen some crazy stuff happen with C4s. It could be possible he threw that on the top floor, someone died on the bottom floor. And that's something you got to watch back.
Oh yeah, I keep seeing
slow-mo.
stuff like Twitter throw a grenade on top floor, and the shot will make the shot go through the floor, hit them, which is crazy.
Yeah, we got to see that in slow mo, because there's a lot that could have happened there for call up. But I mean, either way, blow up. The improvised style, it works. They said, okay, we're just gonna push our match. We're gonna push through. We're gonna win our ones, and we're gonna make them blow themselves up. And that's what they did. And we're going there now. Ape goes to kids. You see, Call It actually shotgunning open that generator wall. I wonder what the plan is there.
Well, this point, Ape has figured out that kind of the tertiary site didn't go quite their way on the roam upstairs. So now they're gonna play dorms real this time rather than play a tertiary site or a less preferred site, maybe I should think. Let's see how they do here with their lineup. Not too crazy, but bringing the Goyo, of course, with more shields is definitely as you always play.
I mean, it is. This map is basically Shield Team 6. There is always going to be a shield holding one of these narrow, painful hallways. You just have to lurch down. So for Ape, I'm still seeing this generator wall. I'm not crazy. You didn't fully reinforce it.
I think it did, didn't it?
I have to squint my eyes.
I think he full reinforced because he muted it too.
Yeah, I don't know. He like shotgunned it. I'm thinking it's. I'm not sure why actually. I might have to check my game knowledge there.
I'm assuming maybe just because he thinks that
open.
Roby's gonna go to
I'm
work
like
instead of shotgun, it's making it more difficult for when he uses Maverick on it.
Yeah, I mean, but usually you don't Maverick that wall. If you Maverick that wall, you're a maniac because of how easy it is to get shot from usually like attic or just in general. It's not a.
Usually at
not
that point, they
Maverick.
could go downstairs and just destroy the jammer from below.
So it's like I'm not sure. I'm not sure why that's shotgun because it doesn't really affect ace charges, at least from what I know. Might have to hit a custom game or something.
Ooh, nice try.
Ox is gonna be. He's got a Z-Ping set up here on a player meeting, and again, Ape's playing this extended roam. We saw even on the basement and on kids. They're really invested in that, not the 5-man site type beat that they're usually see on Oregon.
Yeah, it's a lot more aggressive this time compared to what we've seen before from them when they played against their Rise. So it looks like you're gonna finally see that drone now Z-Ping. He can get rid of that. So at this point, though, they know where he is. And then Forrest, though, they don't know if Forrest is on freezer stairs. So finish off Gush. There goes one of those entry flexes off the board of Zofia. And that's also what they need to destroy a lot of these, this Goyo shields too.
Definitely, and I mean, he quite literally didn't get to do anything. So all these shields are intact, and Scissor going for the very delayed KOST stat, and it's gonna not work in his favor. He's yet to find anyone in this game, and it's not gonna start this round as Ape is 5 versus 3 up and sitting pretty with pretty much no utility clear initiated from GLOWUP whatsoever. And yeah, look at this. Yeah, look, it doesn't affect the ace charges, so I think they're just playing with me. I thought the wall was just openly going to do something, crazy, the halfway shotgun open wall, but no, they're just shotgunning to shotgun, I guess.
Yeah, in that moment too, we saw Forrest run from Big Tower back into attic, so he's returned to site. I'm not sure exactly if Melted is there, but even though Forrest is dead, actually, he peeks his head out, maybe not knowing that the wall is open. He gets his head taken out by Hawks. Great shot from Hawks, and one to take it closer to evening up the scoreboard or evening up the player board, but still far away.
Far away indeed, and I mean, Rovy's just kind of baiting out a push here through that smoke that was tossed from Hawks. Kaiser's gonna have to work a heck of a pick here on this player. Big window. Rovy taken down, but he's gonna actually find a kill and call, and he could have had a power play there, but Jay is Johnny on the spot and Melted finishing off the ace on the breach. And yeah, I mean, it's just, the 2 players died crabbing through the basement trying to find Forrest, who is the master of that. I mean, Forrest is a guy who plays Cav in Pro League. You're not gonna catch Forrest off guard.
Yeah, it seemed
on a
like there
map
was a
like
lot
this that
less
way.
maybe teamwork in that instance of trying to deal with these players that were roaming. A lot less effort into pinching them and more effort just taking ones.
Yeah, that was just yeah, I mean it was kind of over the minute that happened. We talked about it in the prep phase, all those shields. There's 3 of them. There's no MI, of course, but there are still 3 shields, and you still need to flashbang and Zofia and all that. I mean, that's what you get when you go to this map. This is a map that I believe GLOWUP wanted. GLOWUP wanted the smoke
Yep.
here.
Yep. This is their map pick because they
So
did win it against Moneyball, so maybe that's what they're going off of, but that's not really exactly
yeah, I
a
mean,
great
yeah.
no.
I mean, let's be real. We saw Moneyball Tuesday. The way Moneyball plays, honestly, like going after people in the basement like that and all that good stuff probably works. Because I mean, it's Moneyball. They're chilling. Now, Ape, on the other hand, Ape has rotations and roam games and forest on the roam. It's not gonna be a easy task. And again, they're going back to the basement here. They had that one blemish on the near clutch from Jay on the kitchen dining site, but pretty much Ape has pulled out all the stops, all the strategies, and it's up to GLOWUP whether they're able to work out some sort of adjustment here.
It was just see if Ape goes for that same aggression they did last time. Because we talked about last time too, the fact that you had what was it? It was what was it? Call out? No. It was, who was it that was on top floor that could have stayed there if they wanted to? I can't remember even.
It was forced. He had himself a mute jammer. Yeah, I mean, the drone economy was very much in the favor of Ape, and it just, I don't know. I mean, I think that's just a automatic rotation, and he
Yeah,
didn't want it.
definitely.
But I mean, here, we see GLOWUP. The adjustment here is I see 5 bodies running together outside of
They
bunker,
were
and they
pointed
said,
towards bunker.
yeah, they said, never mind, and then they ran away. So they're gonna start clearing from the at least from the south. I mean, for the time being. At this point, I'm not gonna predict anything GLOWUP's doing. They just 5-man went bunker, then 5-man they're in tower now. Kind of reconsidering things, probably realizing they need to open that hatch, deal with that mirror, or they're gonna have a bad time, which is typical. Gush has already secured split control, so that Maverick can start his work anytime. I mean, honestly, they don't have to Maverick it considering there's no electric laws. So I mean,
There should be no problem, really. There should be no problem with getting over this hatch. And Forrest looking to be aggressive here, playing Harry Potter below Big Tower stairs. And yeah, a lot of this aggression from Ape, so this allows for GLOWUP just to really go to work and do what they want instead of having to be keen on their backs getting shot.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, they didn't bring the Nomad, actually. So I wouldn't say that it's, I mean, given who Ape is, don't get it twisted. Ape's organized. It is organized as any pro level team. Let's be real. But they're very liable. Their play style's in the name. They're very liable to do something crazy, including swinging on a player on the stairs. Forrest gets smoked down to reality, checked by the Ash, and that's. I mean, what I'm getting at is there's a possible flank that could go through. I mean, it's on the table. They wanted, but I think Forrest would have been the one to do it, given like the lineup here.
Well, now they can take control of Pills. Looks like they're trying to rotate into Elbow now as there are players pushing Elbow for the moment. Jay's going to rotate out and see if he can maybe push one of them over by Pillows because no, there's nobody holding the cross now. He sees my boy get a shot there, a headshot onto Gush, and now one player knows there's someone behind him. He's going to back off for the moment, back into sight. And that's kind of the awareness talked about that. Someone's going to flank it. You said it before, and someone did, and nobody was watching for it.
Yeah, so Roby's going to drop in here with the grenade. Kobe didn't kill anyone. And then he did 1 HP to Jay, and he's going to take out the shield here at Elbow as well. But 38 seconds here, the clock is ticking. Jay's still playing close, and he just wins that. Shotgun out, blows him away, and the smoke going to come out as well to deny the plant. Call out going to find Kaiser. Jay's been downed. I mean, Jay's having himself a game, isn't he? 7-1 so far. He's been picked up. He's going to get picked up, and Yaga's going to pick him up and murder someone in the same sequence. And it's just Zert who's going to have to find his first kill of the game, and these 8 defenders well entrenched. Already getting shot and getting his toe shot off. It's a good start onto Yaga. Melted with the TCSG playing close in the closet. Call holding the crossfire, and there's no time. And there's no hope. Scissor eliminated. And Ape again. Just mind-boggling defense where you just I don't know, you've got to play the utility game well. And I mean, I don't know if that's in the strategy of GLOWUP. I don't know if they match up in that regard.
Yeah, it was interesting to see that GLOWUP first. They got the pick on Force, allowed them pillar control, but you need more than pillar control to make that that work out. Especially because the cross from Colin, who's playing in Freezer, they had, and especially the flank too from Elbow that nobody either cleared. I don't know why they got rid of the Nomad that allowed forward Jay to walk up and shoot someone in the back of the head.
Yeah, I mean, the Nomad's here and she isn't. They bicker and they don't. I mean, it would have helped. Definitely would have helped with the final execute, the final countdown there. And unfortunately for GLOWUP, I mean, they're bringing the Nomad now, but it may be around too late as
Attackers need to locate
we're going to one of them meeting sites again, except this time, rather, one of the kitchen sites, except this time it's meeting and kitchen.
This time they dropped the Maverick and picked the sledge. So they kept the sledge by dropping the Maverick instead this time, rather than dropping the Nomad.
And I mean, to be fair, I mean, at least up until this site, they weren't having any issues with, like, APE hasn't been bringing, electric cods or anything like that. So it hasn't been really, like, required necessarily. But, I mean, on this site, if they go tower, they could be in a pickle if they don't bring the Maverick. I don't know how in the world they're going to open the stage wall.
Yeah, if they need
really
to
even the
open
tower
up and
wall, I mean,
clear out upstairs from attic, they're not going to be able to do so unless they push up armory stairs, push from maybe, bedroom or from the big window. And at that point, they could be walking into the traps, walking into the laneways, or just the APE at this point who are watching those angles.
I mean, that's what they did before. They had some degree of success. That's the one round they won, was when they were clearing from this same direction that they're clearing from right now, as they're just not wasting any time. They cleared from Master into Kids and had success with it. But it looks like this time, this is just first floor. There are 3 players on the lobby side, and that first player, Gush, is going to run in and destroy Yaga. So there's some sort of, as a trade attempt comes through from Jay, it's actually quite literally a trade. He traded and then traded. Jay just absolutely took what was going to be hopefully like an APE, a way to rekindle the momentum, and it was just taken away because of the online trade. That's horrific. It's man disadvantage for APE despite the trade attempt from Jay.
Yeah, that was a 2-for-1 for Gush. So you got to give hands to Gush for getting those 2 kills to start us off and really give the edge to GLOWUP in these last moments. Looks like they open the wall for the main lobby and they go for maybe a plant inside a meeting from Garage to me. But the fuser's down for the moment. Hawk takes a bit of damage from that smoke, looks like too. So they're trying to take control of Armory so they can try and delay or stop this push though. One player from GLOWUP looks like they're trying to watch Armory stairs to make sure that they are not stopped on this push. Hawk picks up the diffuser. And looks like they may be waiting for some kind of cue. Run out from Forest over by Garage, looking to see if we can find anybody, but GLOWUP's still kind of waiting for it. What are they waiting for exactly before making this push? Maybe look for picks?
And if we look at their drones, they quite literally don't have any. And they're going to be able to start this plant. And Forrest unable to do much with the loadout he has. A call out taken out as well. Just melted, he missed. Doesn't finish off the Ash, ultimately does though with the shotgun, but you're going to have to reload it unless you have loaded slug rounds on your shotgun. As that diffuser is planted horribly for what Melton has available and given his HP pool. It's going to take nothing short of a gift from God to win this round as Scissor pushes out and misses his shots, but Rovy's there, thankfully. And GLOWUP, actually, they've won both of these middle floor sites.
Yeah, these tertiary sites have gone on their favor, especially with Gush walking in, taking 2 as well with his life, going for a 2-for-1 deal. It puts him pretty big lead there. They're 4-3, and especially the Zerp. So Zerp holding the cover for the planter, getting 2 kills, reading them pushing it from the big tower onto stage, and getting those 2 kills is big for GLOWUP. So really good work from them actually.
That's really good from Gush, definitely, because that's really what they needed to really push off the drone intel, because they're just losing. It seems like, at least on the other sites other than the middle floors, which they've won, they're kind of not really pushing off the drones as fast as they could, which is just kind of, it's like the drones die and then drones, and it's like, now what? But in that round, you definitely saw Gush just instantly pushing off the information, instantly pushing in, getting the kills he needed to get, and APE wasn't ready for it. I mean, given how it's just been fluctuating for GLOWUP. Sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. It's the varying levels of effectiveness on that roam clear. That's kind of been the difference here on this, at least this defensive half so far. So, I mean, APE's going to go to one of their sites they've had a lot of success with. I mean, GLOWUP struggled mightily with this one before. So
yeah, again, that was a big thing. It was last time you had the roamers downstairs, and they kind of went for 1s on these roam clears, which you really don't want to do here.
Yeah, people chasing rats in the basement. You can't do that. At least without like a really good SSG level drone. And especially not against APE. So, I mean, we're seeing the same thing. The extended roam well off the site here into the basement, into the meeting hall for APE. We're going to see GLOWUP potentially, again, relying on pushing in quickly and effectively and using their drones when they have the chance to use them. Looking like it. I mean, look at the squad just outside of garage and lobby right now.
looks like they at least have all their drones for the moment, may not being used maybe, because I see both Hawks, all the members have all their drones left for the moment, so they can still get intel. It looks like they already know that Call is playing right by this wall inside in games, and they're trying to make sure they can get into games by opening up that wall. So this is like a full roam clear. They're trying to, or not a full, but they're going for that push into master bedroom, maybe not going for a clear at all for bullet downstairs, but that could probe them wrong if they have C4s below to deal with them, which I don't really see any C4s except for call out.
I mean, we got some impact. I mean, you can still potentially, I mean, we all saw invitationals or Rampage was the vigil below.
Yeah.
With the information, it's enough. I mean, not blow them up, but it's like, oh my God, I got impact and you're dead. So it can have the same effect on a planter. So, especially when you're looking at a Malusi's weapon, which isn't really good for penetration, like let's say like an ump or anything like that. But Yaga's gonna get pushed already. The wall already opened. And again, these shotgun hole's not really helping them, I guess, because Yaga's just, maybe he didn't see it was open. It's almost like when that wall's shotgun like that, the wall like behind it is like dark, so you can't really tell. It's weird. Weird that
yeah, that's another
that.
person just fragged off of that angle.
Yeah, they seem to die that a lot too. So I mean, APE already, I mean, they are corralled on the white stairs because this bottom floor roam had to rotate up, and that's just the case. Jay still anchoring kids and pushing up from white stairs, gonna be the support, the reinforcements that APE needed on site, as Callout has murdered 2 players from these white stairs. Scissor pushing through a Banshee and forced another player on the white stairs here for APE. But is GLOWUP aware of it? I mean, they're not really looking at Force particularly. This is one of the most intense 2v2s we've seen so far, as Jay playing close to the shotgun. He's last smoke grenade going out. Force pushing away, and he's actually going to be able to find a player through the floor. What is that timing? What is that luck? He finds a diffuser below, and that's just Jay now on site, and he's ready for the crouch walk from Scissor. So, I mean, good Lord.
Man, oh man, what timing. In a 2v2, a much faster take, and they even just disregarded the roam whatsoever, push straight for, the games wall, open the wall up, get a kill on the Yaga, and make their way on the site and try to make that plan happen. Though it seems like there are also players pushing from big window as well. They're coming through, though that was kind of not as successful. I saw Rovi also die in that too, not really getting anything out of that push.
I mean, that was just really good. I mean, I emphasize the white stairs there because I quite literally, 3 of them were on white stairs at one point, rotating back because they knew, like, oh my God, they're sending the kids. They all came back, and unfortunately for GLOWUP, I mean, the Nomad couldn't really help from the trophy side, given like the Banshee in the doorway. You can't just swing in the doorway and look at white stairs. That's like if you want to die and be on cams, you do that. So he just doesn't do it, and yeah, I mean that was hectic to say the least.
It was a mess. It was definitely a mess from GLOWUP side. They were just pushing stuff quickly and trying to take effective use of the fact that maybe they weren't ready for the push, which they kind of weren't, making it 2v2 in the end. But at the same point, still, unfortunately, just like timing and just wait placement of players really gives way for APE to shut round out.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also, can't say enough about Jay. I think he's finally coming into his own as J.Ape. He's not J.BC or whatever. He's J.Ape now. He's starting to really learn his place in this team. I mean, that was some really good anchoring there, because there's a lot of people who would have freaked out. Oh my God, they're jumping in big window. Oh my God, I'm gonna swing and die of smoke. And then now he was actually playing that really well in that corner there in kids, and allowed for his teammates to kind of, again, reinforce him from attic as Rovi is going.
Oh,
we're broke here. The bullet hole
trying to start something.
Cracked barricade. I mean, that's one of the best spawn peeking guns in the history of Siege. Let me tell you, that thing. The 1.5, it does not. It's like MP5 levels. Old MP5 levels are good. It's like arguably better than Doc, since Legion's a little faster. So I mean, it's only really rivaled by like Rook or something. Really, I mean, that's a really good gun for spawn peeking. I don't blame him for going for it. But APE, look at the difference. APE is already in on the west side in the first 30 seconds. They have just about every drone alive or pre-placed. And they're already pushing down Freezer here.
Oh, what did the airdrop go to? Did it go behind the metal, actually? Can he hit it? Oh, and he actually said drone there too. Seizes or pre-fires it and takes up most of HP. So it's now like 5 HP now. I don't think he should probably retake that fight whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, it's just already you can see the difference. Is APE's drone work, how many drones they have alive and how much time they have, is almost alarming how the stark contrast is here between these two teams on attack. And it's already Maverick Green Hatch is already working the final push here, which I imagine is going to be bunker going from this E-box hatch. So, I mean, Melted's going to start the pinch here from Bunker, and you've got the players in the hatches. Yaga on the stairs. It's going to get really painful for Kaiser and Hawks here.
Let's see how it goes first. It looks like Kaiser's trying to go back to site. He runs back to the reinforcement. Looks like they're going to late reinforce and get out of the situation. Gush playing Pillar still, though. This could be a sticky situation when he stays by Pillar. One player is peeking the big stairs. He'll back off for the moment. And I'm assuming, as I said before, probably the control Freezer if they want to make this work. And as I said, it looks like nobody's actually pushing Freezer for the moment. Melted looking for a chance to push Elbow as the player in Elbow still bunkered in there. Taking control Pillar for the moment. Yaga has control here. A minute left. Call it drops down. Looking to go for maybe the plan here, as Hawks makes poor holes in the Freezer line for rotate gun to buy Freezer. More than anything, slowly but surely, they're trying to get rid of all of this utility from the side of GLOWUP.
So we see the nade going to come out. Ape is going to be able to push through here. And honestly, I mean, Ape's got what they needed. They got what they wanted. But the question is, if final push going to come through? Jay is going to actually find Hawks, who's just in no man's land. And Gush here playing Freezer, playing the Crossfire. He's got no C4 actually, so honestly Ape could just kind of, you know, lurch in here and plant. I mean, Crossfire established as well.
So this Crossfire has come through in the last few seconds. Goes Kilfer. Force gets one. Roby gets another. Jay, though, is a 2v3. The plant still can go down. Force planted the fuser. Melting takes some heavy damage from Zerp. So they're still living through most of this, but he walks right into it as Yaga gets one and Melting gets a Zerp, and Ape will take the first attacking round.
Yeah, that was, again, it's just the difference in the organization is just really good from Ape. And I mean, it shows there in those final decisive pushes at the end.
Yeah, that was a really good push at the end there. Definitely took time, but Ape took the time necessary they needed to get rid of all the utility, make sure they can make that push work, even though it really was kind of messy. And still, really, you can tell why Ape, a reason why they're in CL.
Definitely. I mean, it's definitely the difference here, especially on a map like this. We talk about it. This is a map where Ape excels, and I mean, the next map, Theme Park, it's going to be even more favoring an Ape's, you know, side of things, the way they deal, the way they operate. So, I mean, you can't blame GLOWUP for this. This is kind of like, I mean, I talked about how they're just kind of like a newer team. They kind of just, you know, they were, you know, it was like 3 a.m., you know, 3 a.m. ranked conversation the night before calls. They said, hey, let's throw the squad together and do it. Ape's been a team since who knows how long at this point. I mean, going back to, I mean, if you really want to like roll it back, I mean, these guys have been playing like the leadership, at least, of like Force Call, have been playing together since, you know, like mid 2019, you know, like the structure, and all I have to do is pass the structure on to these young guns of Yaga, Melted, and Jay. I mean, it's a little bit of a mismatch in the experience, you know, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's crazy to think that how long some of these guys have been playing together too, and I'm assuming that having Yaga and Melted here and passing information makes them quite really good as new players too. So let's see how they do here on our top floor site. We're going to kids and main dorms for the moment, and also some interesting aggression from Roby playing with the mute jammer on master bedroom, maybe looking to get early kill.
This is ambitious, but you need ambition at this point to win this game, because again, you're not going to win the organized war against Ape. You gotta sit close on master door with a shotgun and a purple attachment skin as Gush. Yes, and you got to fly out as Cade on the small tower side. You will not win by sitting in corners and trying to play the organized game, because that is what Ape excels at. And Kaiser trying to finish his rotate with the 416. Ape's going for, again, their dorky little, you know, try ran takes. They've got the Maverick in tower. Hawks is already dying. What happened to you?
He probably peeked the Maverick hole, I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay. Yes. I mean, you gotta get a little crazy here if you're GLOWUP. And yeah, I mean, force Spores to drone these things that should be clear. Make them work for it even harder than they typically do.
It looks like Callout's trying to make this attic rotate work, this attic push work for the moment. They're going to try and drone it. It should be stopped by a mute jammer, I'm assuming. And they see if they can destroy that shield probably put up by the mute or the smoke of Hawks playing an attic. Hawks at this point, knowing the push is doing Yaga. Great shot on the Kaiser, though. Looks like he got the shot from Trophy all the way into sight. So now Zerp is wondering, no, someone's in Trophy. He's aware of another drone 2 coming through, and they're trying to make their way into attic. There's also a electric call on the Games Wood the game's wall as well. So I'm not sure how they can get through this. Y'all got another kill on this Zerp. So both players that were holding the angle on the trophy are now dead. So now Hawks has to look both ways, both Attic and Trophy. He's aware of both angles. What he can do, he's gonna ask for help from his other teammates to back him up.
Yep, and Hawks, you're gonna have to have a highlight reel of a play here. That's a good start. Call it taken out. I believe that was a player pinching from tower. But you've got to work a little bit more here. Ape actually hasn't even opened a generator wall, actually. So this could be a melee here on the trophy door. And that's exactly what happens. Gush is just going to come out on top on the player stacked on trophy. And the smoke's coming out as well. There's going to have to be some sort of push here. As we, again, saw Call It was taken out. We've got to see a little more pressure coming in through from Attic. As Force trying to make a cross here through Attic, but unable to thanks to those mute jammers coming in clutch. I mean, Melted might want to, I mean, forget it. Force is going to run through the breach anyway. He's just going to run through Trophy and Prone and Attic. He's going to die that smoke grenade though. Yaga getting his third for the round. They call him the Yaga Dog for a reason. He's got 4 going for the ace. Hawks and Melted going to start that plant close on the kid's door, but is Hawks gonna peek around at the right moment? Smoke gonna come through the wall, but it's not gonna have any cigar. Yaga's perfectly primed for the ace here. Misses a shot, but Melted steals it. Melted stole the ace from Yaga, and yeah, that was just kind of amazing that Forrest managed to run through the trophy door like that. And I mean, he died at the end of the day, but what the heck? The trophy door push.
Yeah, in the end, they couldn't get any walls open, but they still made it work, which is the craziest thing. The fact that they couldn't get the wall open in Attic, they didn't look like open enough. Like, so there was a jump in Attic through the window because they couldn't get the Attic wall open. Actually, they couldn't get the games wall open either. So it's like there wasn't a lot of options between walking through the trophy door and going through Attic window, which they seem to make work apparently. Crazy enough, it's especially on the back of the fact that Yaga got those first 2 kills.
I mean, I bet you there's probably an electrical they couldn't find on like generator wall or something, because it's interesting they didn't even really make an attempt to go for it, and they probably didn't. I mean, again, this is a team that's, you know, probably well versed in this meta at this point. Probably didn't have the soft destruction to really go and like find the electrical, because I mean it could be placed in a particular way that in the St. Ashtard doesn't get it.
Yeah,
from below at least. So I mean, Ape just never went for that, I guess, and I mean. Yeah, I mean, it was a forced, like a triangle through a circle, you know, through that trophy door, and it worked. I mean, it worked. I mean, Forrest, like, I mean, he died for the team. He was the first one off the boat.
Hey, really big up for the Yaga though. Yaga's first 2 kills in the beginning though really opens up, because it means that the rest of the players that maybe are watching Attic, maybe watching White Stairs have to rotate and now all put their attention towards that, and that leaves other weaknesses, allows for, you know, Ape to make that work, especially on the Attic window jumping through and taking that control.
Yeah, that was just big play from Melted, to say the least. I mean, it's like, I would say like maybe, you know, if the wall had actually been H-charge open and wasn't the mute jammer there, it's like, yeah, you can just vacate Attic like that. I'm just surprised GLOWUP vacated it the way they did and allowed Melted to just fly through like that. I mean, Forrest too, that was just, I mean, that was just abuse. They just went for it. They got physical and made it happen. And now Ape on match point, and it's kids against kids dorms, nothing really different coming out from GLOWUP. It's just kind of a, you know, we got the electric claws on the generator wall that Ape struggled with before, but I mean, we're already seeing them kind of, I guess, reinstating this mindset of we're going to push through as defenders and try to find these early picks, but so far Ape's not getting to me.
Interesting enough that electric claws on the floor actually, so if that was anywhere both, but actually Meltic is killing a Hawk, so there goes your Kaid. I don't know if he put his other electric claw down. I think he had one more in his pocket, so that one will not be there, because I think he was trying to actually electric claw trick the game's wall. So now this electric claw that's placed on the floor right next to the hole that was made by the Ash of Yaga is now pretty important to the team, which if they join it correctly, they can just destroy that second one pretty easily as Zerp plays this angle on Attic. Attic's pretty important, so I wonder if the guys from downstairs now have to rotate, because it seems like they aren't really going for roam clear from Ape, so these guys should either be aggressive and take fights, or they should return to site.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a little patchwork roam setup actually down below, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing that we were talking about before. Not a lot of C4, just one C4 and the impacts. So I mean, they're playing for the, you know, the rampy vigil play, but I'm thinking the play is to come back to site. Again, we saw Ape do that so well in the same scenario where they had pretty much the same type of game plan, the roam below, and the roamers just came up when the pressure started. So I mean, if I'm GLOWUP here, you've got to kind of, someone's got to hit some sort of flank, but I mean, then again, it's like Melted is probably got everything covered down. I mean, we've got this addict player who's essentially neutralized now, given the repel and his level of hit points.
Oh.
He's blown to Zimbabwe by call out, and it's falling apart for GLOWUP.
Yeah, they're getting the wall open. So games this time looks like they're able to get rid of the last touch of claw, so this is going a lot smoother compared to last round. Ape now in the advantage, but Gus from below. Looks like a force that same hole made by Ayaga early on when he opened up that classroom window. That's really big for Gush, but still, that means this push is coming through the games well. They need to return to angles, or at least maybe take fights, return to site, be ready for his push. Calling gets one, but there's a kill from Kaiser on another Yaga, but Jay gets Kaiser in a refrag, and his last words, Gush to go down by call out, and Ape will take map 1 here on Oregon 7-2, as you'd expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's just definitely what we talked about in the pregame. It's kind of like this map would not have been fun to go to against Ape. They're just too they do their homework, they read their books. They're capable of stringing some defense together. Honestly, I'm pretty sure the win was out of their sails by the time they got to defense on Oregon. But here, they start defense. They start with a chance to snag some momentum. I mean, when we saw, if you can think back to Challenger League when Ape was on Theme Park, Ape had their struggles attacking on this map. This is a great opportunity for GLOWUP to steal momentum and to potentially spark what could be the beginning of an upset. But they're going to have a good defensive half here. And they're going to start by banning Thatcher first.
What's the Dragon Challenge?
Couldn't tell you. I'd have to Google it. Actually, I'll Google it while you know.
Yeah, so with Thatcher ban, but anyway, I said like GLOWUP, even if they do lose this up, it's still really good practice for a new team like them. They definitely seem like they're still coming up in the, in the competitive scene. So I love to see this team together. Maverick off the board makes sense for, Theme Parks when it comes to, taking out Throne Room, going upstairs to Initiation. Maverick's a big help in a lot of situations. So taking him off the board makes it quite a lot easier for GLOWUP.
Okay. Now, I'm going to say something totally unrelated. You ready?
Yeah.
I Googled Dragon Challenge, right?
Yep.
Have you ever been to the Universal Studios in Orlando?
Yeah.
Those two dragons? There's like the roller coaster. It's like two dragons on a theme park.
Oh, you mean the ice and the fire one? I think something, right?
Yeah, it's the ice and fire thing. So I hope that's what they're talking about. And it's not something inappropriate. But the PG-13, Dragon Challenge is the Doing Dragons, and that was crazy. I did that. I was there. I love Universal Studios. I'm not shilling for Disney, or anything. But anyway, Electric Claw's gone. Valkyrie gone. No Z-pings. No annoying Electric Claws that can't be dealt with because of this map. This map has very particular some of these walls, especially around like Initiation, and it's particular. You can't breach them from below. You have to bring Callie to deal with it sometimes, like Electric Claws. And sometimes people have such big melon brains that the Electric Claws can't be destroyed by a Callie very easily, unless you are just a god with getting drones places and zeeping in the Electric Claw. You're not going to kill it. So it's good that Cade's gone, because that makes things a lot easier for Ape. I mean, again, when we talked about that last time we saw them on Theme Park, they really struggled with Electric Claws, which are no longer in play here. And of course, like I said, Valkyrie, nobody's trying to get Z-ping, down a narrow hallway.
No one's trying to get shot through walls. No wall bangs.
Nobody's trying to get blown up from below. Nobody wants that. And then, of course, Thatcher Bond, I mean, well, actually, no, the bands are not updated.
Dueling Dragons introduced in 1989 and closed in 2010. It was replaced with Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. Oh.
There you go. Who cares about Haguro's whatever? Doing Dragons were lit, and they removed them. Sad. I'm actually losing my mind. What was the second attacker? You're talking about Dueling Dragons.
Oh, Thatcher and Habana. No, not Thatcher Habana. Wait, no, I'm reading that from below. It's not Thatcher. It's Thatcher Maverick. Yeah, okay, I saw Habana at the top. Yeah. I was like, Habana. Like, wait, no, that's not. Wait, no, that's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Yes. I'm busy talking about Dueling Dragon. I mean, this map is a theme park, so it's relevant. I mean, it is relevant. This map is a theme park, and there are, there's, as we see Gush here actually peeking into one of the rides.
Oh, maybe the Dragon Challenge is to peek out a dragon side.
You know what? I'll call it and say that that's what it is instead, actually. And Ape's gonna start clearing. I mean, this site in particular is definitely one where your brain is tested. Your ability to bring like the impacts and all that good stuff to deny is tested. And honestly, I mean, GLOWUP does not have impacts. This is a simple nade and breach type beat, as Gush is just going to die immediately. Yaga catching him slacking, catching him lacking. And I mean, given that you can quite literally just Zofia stun and nade over, these balls are pretty much right for the taking for APE.
Yeah, I'm surprised, with the Womai ban, they're still trying to go for, or not Womai, there's no Womai ban, there's a Womai and a Jaeger still on the board, so it's still pretty difficult to get over those nades over, especially with all the denial. So it's interesting to see what exactly APE does here to get these balls open, even with the fact that it's a lot harder to get nades over. There is no impacts though. So at the same point, it's back and forth.
Yeah, it's like, I just watched Hawks put an ADS in a kind of unrelated spot. Usually we see the southeastern maintenance wall get opened or north wall, but these ADSs are kind of split. So I feel like given the mathematics of how what APE has available, they should be able to flash over on a particular wall and get it, and then from there, the puzzle can kind of break apart for GLOWUP, at least for this site, as APE's actually going full vertical. This kind of indicates a north wall take usually. I mean, usually you don't do this if you're not gonna clear the stuff off the wall on the north wall, which is another way of just getting stuff off. That's one of the only walls that you can just breach above and get, and it's no problem. And he's gonna try to blow someone up. No one home. And yes, in CCS, it seems no one can win this site. Is APE gonna be the first one to do it?
Could be. They're looking to take this over north wall, like you said. Yaga trying to relocate maybe some barrels for the moment, but so far the wall actually is open by callout, so they have an angle onto sites. The rest of the defenders. Oh, what it is! A second grenade from Jay to take out Caesar. It looks like they're trying to destroy the barbed wire into the door from Dragon into sight. A good cop by a disc, so that way they know that Zophia's comes from Dragon. There's only 3 members left here for GLOWUP. Walking in, Kaiser gets a great angle. He takes one, a second one on Ox takes that one. Yaga takes Rovi though. So now it's down to Hawks and Kaiser in a 2v3. No, a 2v2 actually. Hawks to get melted. Coming to split though. Great shots. Actually, no, it's Hawks to kill Kaiser. You split. What?
What in the world? He's shooting everything and shooting it, including his teammate. Jay's gonna be able to start the plant thanks to this mishap. Yaga covering, but he doesn't have the help. Yaga, you gotta swing, and that's exactly what Yaga does. Finding Hawks, who, I mean, he's killing everybody. He's killing everybody. Everybody gets the smoke.
An enemy, and he shoots Kaiser.
I mean, to be real with you, I mean, the way he shot him, I thought it was an enemy too.
I thought it was too. I was so confused.
I don't know. I don't know.
So, because Kaiser actually shot first, was Kaiser shooting an enemy, and then maybe Hawks missed, unfortunately, I guess.
I couldn't tell you. That's
I would need to replay that.
Okay, pay attention. That's an interview question. What the heck happened there? But yeah, that's assuming GLOWUP wins the series. Now, that is the first armory throw and win in the history of CCS.
The history of CCS. We got our first,
because this map wasn't out. And that's like, so yes, you witness history, everyone. History in the making here, as we're going back there again, of course.
So one more time, stick to the same lineup too for the side of GLOWUP. They're not changing anything for the moment, and the same with the side of APE. So this should turn out the similar way. Hopefully Kaiser doesn't get shot by his teammate, because it was a 2v2. It actually was really close. That could have been a win for GLOWUP.
Yeah, I mean, Gush got caught lacking, in the wrong neighborhood. I mean, Yaga just pulled up, rolled down the window, and Gush was caught lacking. Now, we see a little bit more utility invested upstairs. I think mute jammers are going to help. But I mean, honestly, Yaga came from that western side. I believe Gush needs some assistance.
5 seconds to go.
What if he just went through break room too? Because he was already inside of bunk. So what if he just jumped through the break room window?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Yaga just kind of appeared. I mean, so it's like, it looks like GLOWUP's not even going to be really up there, even though they did put a mute jammer. I see at least for the moment, Rovi and Gush were downstairs near Drug, roaming on the first floor. But I think at this point, yeah, I mean, at this point, GLOWUP is it's kind of how, the end of Oregon was kind of pulling out. They're not really playing like too structured here. This is just trying to throw APE off because they're everywhere at this point. There's mute jammers upstairs, but they're actually playing downstairs. Mind games.
Mind games indeed. So yeah, it looks like this time that nobody's gonna be roaming upstairs, and Gush is more aware of not getting caught off guard.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not gonna start up there. But I mean, I think the mute jammers are gonna, torch a little bit of time for APE. They're gonna have to take their time checking everything because of how GLOWUP's playing this, which is good for glow up because I mean, again, Ape was sledging the floor, doing whatever they really wanted with the walls, and they had plenty of time to do it. So at least when you delay some time, you've got something to work with, something to do. As Kaiser, he ain't intent on bandit tricking. He is intent on killing.
Well, there's no Thatcher on the board, so destroying those, destroying those bandit barriers via due to grenades. But Forrest gets a kill on the Kaiser to start us off, though. That's a great start
Or
here
not.
for the side of Ape once more to deal with I don't know those players. So again, Kaiser, he was playing those Dragon Stairs, trying to waste time.
Yeah, I mean, he tried. And that's the important thing. He tried. And so is Gush. He's going to push up and find Melted, but Melted likely calling that one out. The push, I mean, it's like a 5-star wanted level.
Oh,
I mean, he's going to get pushed from every direction and swung on, and he was getting Z-ping too. So he had absolutely no chance. Hawks trying to get the smoke as well. He's going to find, no, he's not even going to find Jay. The MP5 let him down. No kill for Hawks. And it's a tumultuous 5 versus 2
yeah.
to
It
say the
seems
least.
like GLOWUP took the offensive strategy this time, even though their defensive strategy worked pretty well last time. And so they tended to be pretty aggressive, and they lost out all three of those 1v1s, I guess. This is very unfortunate for the side of GLOWUP. Now the walls being opened up from barrels onto sites. Split's also issue here. So Caesar has two different angles to stare at. One pushes split, and one pushes barrels.
Let's be honest, he's got about
Oh.
1,000 angles to watch here in a 5 versus 2, but it's a 4 versus 2 quickly cut down to such. And Yaga actually taking a lot of damage as well. This is salvageable for GLOWUP, but they've got to win some ones and they've got to win them quickly. Force, that's a good start. Force taken out as well. The 2v5 in the making. Scizurp and Rovi here as Rovi finds another on that northern wall. But he's instantly, the trade's going to come through from Melted. And now it's just Rovi who's gotten most of the kills to spark this comeback. And unfortunately, the AK-12 on call out is too much to overcome. But
Also, yeah,
nearly.
again, we have some really good shots from GLOWUP, but unfortunately, they're put in these very difficult situations.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I don't blame him because the reason that was 2v5able is because of how aggressively they were playing that roam. I mean, that was probably the first time in a minute that, at least on attack, that Ape was kind of low on drones and low on information at the end. And that's why I think they were able to kind of work those picks at the end. I mean, you saw the sledge kind of pushed up on the wall, like he didn't know he was there because they don't have any drones. But it's double-edged sword because obviously they traded 3 lives for, Ape's intel game. So
Which is, I don't know if that's a good trade in my opinion.
I mean, it's the closest they've come to winning a round, other than the 1v2, I guess. So I mean,
True, I guess.
the
I don't know. The
1v2 with
1v2 in my
I
opinion
mean,
is closer than that. But still, like,
yeah,
that was
I mean,
still, these are close rounds, though. Like, GLOWUP, if they can make some more, some better decisions and not lose 3 players in the ones. I know, yes, it did cost the install game of Ape, but those 3 players couldn't do anything to help them out in the end. It was a 2v5. Like, that's just, in the end, it was just manpower.
essentially, because yeah, I mean, even when you don't have drones, you can just, Jay died. He was a living drone at that point. He said, "Oh, he's on the wall," and he died. It was trade from Melton, and that's just. I mean, if I'm GLOWUP, I take whatever victories I can at that point, though. I mean, that's getting you to a winnable, potentially winnable situation. It is what it is. Malusi going to be putting down a Banshee here on that western side to try to potentially slow down the entries from Ape, as they are setting up to each, I mean, really 2 different extremes here. You've got the Mira set up on the eastern side, the Banshees on the west side, the player underneath with the C4, I believe. Yes, that's Malusi with the C4.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Hawks is downstairs with the C4 inside of Drug, which if they join him out, they should be able to pinch him out early unless Ape is trying to make a rush attempt at the site, which they could just take control room and push through the wall through into site. Though there is a shield with Gush to play that angle.
I hope to God the Kaiser put a Mira there as well. Usually you see that Mira facing into control to prevent just that. I hope he'd done that along with the shield. That'd be a lot for Ape to deal with and potentially could force a western push, which is exactly why you see the limited setup towards that western side as well. You see I believe that was actually Wamai pushed up as a forward. No, actually, what is happening? I think I saw Wamai on the first floor.
Yeah, well, Mai's playing downstairs. I think he's inside of maintenance. It looks like, yeah, he's in maintenance.
Can I get a top-down view of what the heck's happening? I mean, Jaeger's going to die immediately. No resistance whatsoever on this one. It was a Jaeger I'm thinking of who's over there. And yeah, he's dead. That guy's dead. And Malusi's going to push up here to potentially trade that one out. But again, look at the drones flying. Look at the players already pushed up for Ape. No hesitation whatsoever from Ape on them that intel game. They've already established that Western control the map, and that's again, it's how you kind of circumvent this mirror setup we usually see like everywhere, really, from ranked pro league. It's and someone's gonna die to a drone hole. Scissor
Through the drone hole.
it's drone hold.
Through the drone hole.
What are you doing? Drone hold. And I mean, the wheels are falling off.
So the mirror is
The
their
village
point
is
source
burning.
control, but at that point, you talked about them pushing from west side instead, and that's exactly what they're doing. They've already gotten 2 kills off of this push, one through a drone hole, one through a pick because players playing Robio's playing aggression or playing aggressive. So at this point now,
Yeah.
how are they going to deal with the rest of Ape? The Apes also rotate. They also playing trying to control. It's Jay. Jay sees Gush playing an angle. Yaga gets one to Kaiser, but great shots from Gush. But Gush is now in a 1v4. As I kills, Yaga gets called to finish off Gush, and there goes Ape. Take another round in their attack here on Theme Park.
And it's there's convincing rounds. That's just a textbook push for a textbook defense. You know you can't push that eastern side into those mirrors. You just go the other way, and anyone that's in your way at that point is just stragglers. I mean, they had banshees, but the Jaeger was placed so close up on the door. I mean, it's almost like he didn't even really need a drone. He just dropped down and killed him.
The drone hole kill was also dirty too.
I mean, that was
super dirty.
That was just disrespectful. I mean, that was I don't think I've seen a longer like ranged drone hole kill in my life, because he was all the way up near like the bathroom wall. It looked like.
I think he was. I think he was between. I think they opened the wall and he was between Cash and I don't know. It was bathroom because that drone hole points. Isn't that drone hole
Yeah,
point
he's
into
just
the
sitting
bathroom?
there.
Yeah, I think
He's
it's drone
sitting there
hole.
on the like close to the bathroom door, and he just got sniped. I mean, that's the tilter. When you die to something you can't even see, you're already struggling. You're dying. Your feet are getting buzzsawed off. Like, I don't know what it requires a mental intervention at this point. GLOWUP trailing 3-0 now on a very defender sided map. And again, this was the side that they needed to, if they were going to establish momentum, it was on this side. They were going to be able to take their defenses and potentially put themselves in an upset position on attack. But so far, it's not so good.
Yeah, 3 rounds on defense already, or 3 rounds on attack on a defense half for your team is already looking good for the attacking half. Like the fact they already have 3 rounds, they already look like they're going to win. But we'll see. Maybe if GLOWUP can take 3, at least maybe even it out for the half. But it's not looking good so far. The first 2 rounds were close on Throne, but now we're going into another site, and so far it's not been looking good after the last site.
And GLOWUP's pretty much going everywhere they can to try to nail some sort of momentum here. Is Yaga deleted? That's the scissorp we needed. He dies to a drone hole and he responds by absolutely deleting Yaga before Yaga even knew what hit him. That is what they needed. Yaga dead, Yaga
Was that
down.
below the hatch?
He is. And that's exactly where he needs to be. Again, they're not going to win by being namby-pamby, fork and knife. You're going to win by sitting under hatches. And that's what they're doing, and it's working. You're spree-firing windows you shouldn't be anywhere near. It works, and Gush is in a pickle.
Gush
you got to land your shot. She does.
Can you get a second?
That's
No, he's
one.
going to back off, get shot in the back. What?
I mean, that's what they got to do, Gush.
What?
You got to be in places you don't expect, and he's going to get another off of this table, off this door. He's going for 3, and he's shut down by Forrest. Forrest has had enough of the games, but that's, again, what they needed to get themselves something going here.
That's the motivation need right there. Definitely. The 2v4 now for them. That's insane.
Now you've got the momentum, but I mean, it's the clutch minister, 2x pros here, and they're not going to continue pushing into that. They're going to try to hit a rotation station up the dragon stairs. The dragon challenge has commenced. A 2 versus 4.
The dragon challenge.
Call out and Forest. They hit a legion mine. They've probably been, figured out at this point. They're coming from this direction, but I mean, GLOWUP, surely GLOWUP. I'm not going to say it because, every time I say this, there's a 2v4. So I'm, take over.
You don't want to curse
please,
them
before I curse them.
Well, here we go. So far, they open this wall into the yellow stairs and see if they can get an angle onto some play. Looks like Zerp's going to be the player they're going to find out here on yellow stairs. Though, at this point, too, with only 50 seconds left to go, there's not a lot here for Ape to go off when it comes to utility. Flashes come out through the wall. Shots going to call out. Heavy damage on the call out. Zerp downs and finishes off Feral Forest. And come from behind and Zerp to finish off call out too. And that's GLOWUP with their first defense here on Theme Park. It's a start. It's a start they need to keep going.
I was close to, yeah, I mean, actually, I'm gonna say it before the little fact thing comes up. That is their first defensive round of the series,
Oh
if you
yeah,
can believe that.
that's yikes.
So, I mean, on Oregon theme park, first defensive round yet, but it's a start. You saw how the Bandit was shooting. Even after the round ended, he was just holding mouse one, shooting the body. That is the momentum you need to get this thing going.
Those are the feelings you need to
That
keep going and keep playing.
because he's
They're
probably
not
screaming. He's
defeated
like,
yet.
just spraying his MP7 at the guy. That's what you need. You need to be a
There's just
warrior
anger.
here. And that's what I mean, warrior mentality. And they're going to go back to the throne as well. We can have the bacon's cooking. The bacon is in the pot and it is sizzling. But the question is, are you going to take it off the pot before it burns? Or are you going to have nicely cooked bacon? You like
That
that?
is an interesting analogy.
That was beautiful, wasn't it? Write that down. Put it in
Before
history
they
books.
burn. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Take the bacon out the pot. Anyway, back here, I mean, it's no vigil. I mean, I don't see the vigil from Gush. He's not going to be playing that game anymore. But I mean, are they play more reserved impact tricking game or what here?
Oh wow. So this is the first time a team has won 3 times in a row on theme park, especially attack two. It's not one you see very often when it comes to competitive siege because of how a defender side of theme park is. But again, this is kind of what the difference in gameplay and experiences between these two play teams. But let's see if GLOWUP can bring it back here in this defense. And it's actually some interesting plays here. There's Hawks upstairs. He looks like he's muting upstairs initiation and bathroom or in cash at the moment to make it more difficult for Ape. I don't think he's gonna play up there even. And also, oh boy,
Don't say it.
I didn't say anything.
Don't say it. Don't say it. It's not happening. Call it's going to drone though, despite what is happening. And he is going to push through. Yaga's going to push through as well. And look at the pre-placed. That's one. That's a dorky one. And again, it's
he
probably going to
moved.
catch this player. I mean, Ape is just, it's like orbital VSAT here.
Oh, that player playing aggressive. Looks like that's Gush playing aggressive downstairs. But Caesar gets the first cone at Jay. Caesar playing aggressive upstairs here again and bunks. Like kill he got last time onto, I think it was Yaga last time he got the kill onto. But Yaga gets his revenge on the Caesar. It's a 4v4 now. But still, losing your sledge is pretty big now because they use sledge pretty often to, get control and deal with any kind of, bandit betters on the North Wall, which it's getting more difficult. They still can do it with, breach charges or with, the impacts, the breach rounds from Yaga or, melted.
Exactly. And I mean, Ape still facing an obstacle here as Forrest is going to kill the Nazi zombie named guy, Hawks, and Gush. I mean, it's going to be Yaga's second victim. So it was kind of looking like a round that had some momentum for GLOWUP has all been stripped. It's a 4 versus 2 yet again. Hello, Darkless, my own friend.
Yes, and actually.
I mean, did I just rhyme on it? Anyway, yes, 4 versus 2. It's literally just the same scenario yet again on the site. The roam falling completely apart. Ape has plenty of hard breach, plenty of utility. Well, not really. Melted use all his devices, his explodey things, his stunny things. So that shield that was spacing Dragon is still a problem. It's going to make that push pretty difficult to make for Melted. But otherwise, I mean, Ape can do pretty much what they want here. They can breach what they like. Vertical pressure is going to be a little less exaggerated considering Jay is dead. But the Bandit trick, this could be the changer. He's going to be able to
this
trick
is
at least,
huge, but you can't really Bandit trick an ace.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, he has too much. He just has too many ace charges. He's able to throw 2 of them in 2 different walls. That's that. And Melted just absolutely folded Ravi. And unfortunately for GLOWUP, even if they win this next round, they have lost their defensive half on theme park.
Yeah, and then we're going to see Ape on defense, and that's not looking good for them. This could be over very quickly.
Could be. I'm not calling it because
could be. See, again, this is all
Magic.
what ifs, all just conjecture and speculation.
Magic has happened before. Initiation Office going to be the final stand for GLOWUP, but Ape has pretty much answered on just about every round except for a one mishap where they actually, I believe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if GLOWUP's going to be able to replicate the magic they had on the one round that they were able to steal.
On this site, yeah, though they won a bunker daycare, they didn't win an initiation office. So this is the site where the guy got shot through the drone hole too, as well. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was also where I mean, at least where GLOWUP won around, it was where Yaga got. I mean, Yaga, by the way, has just been terminating 7 kills in 5 rounds. But it was around where that impact player of Yaga was just scalped off a
Oh yeah,
window.
that's what Caesar. He's going to get the first kill on the
Yeah.
Yaga.
He just shot the window and Yaga was there and died, and then the wheels fell off for Ape. But I mean, given how well Yaga's played through so far, it's I don't know. I don't know if Yaga's gonna let that type of death happen again, basically. And if that's not the case, then we see what happens when Yaga's up. He's good for 2 a round on average. So spawn peak coming out from Scissorp. I mean, that's curious. The teacups. Well, I'm a little teacup, short and stout, looking for
I was going to
someone.
be spawn teacups though, so this is pretty
Yeah, there's no one there.
unfortunate.
No one there. And they're going to come in to this lovely little theme park here from the main entrance, not from the teacups. And repel here, that's a one-way angle. And Yaga, welcome to the show. Welcome to the TikTok. Welcome to the Instagram. Welcome to YouTube, Yaga. You just got smoked. He just got murdered.
He's got wiped off that repel. Oh my god, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally saying it as it happened. That's one way. The way the perspectives are, Yaga did not see that man. But it is what it is. He's dead. And again, that's what they need. Yaga's he's the spearhead. He's the ram. And Melted's
but
dead
Caesar
as well.
gets another.
I mean, Melted just in below in maintenance, and Scissorp takes full advantage. The clear not working out from Ape. And again, it's kind of the Yaga's dead effect happening here.
That's huge. Apparently, they need Yaga to make these spearhead plays. And again, it's interesting that they're taking the East take this time, even though they know that last time they had the mirrors, they had the shields to deny it's really this East to West take. So he's becoming very aggressive, loses the fight to Forest, which he's just getting he's vibing at that point.
I mean, yeah, that was a vibe play if I've ever seen one. He's you know, I think he's listening to Love Sosa, and that's why he ran out like that. But that's, I mean, it's had success for GLOWUP. Being able to work these picks the way they have has given them success. And it looks like Ape's just going to push the mirrors. It's just stark contrast to what they've done before, but it's working. Jay's just going to push straight in. He's kind of quiet this map after the amazing first map, but he's being reawakened here. He's downed by Kaiser. Call out, going to instantly trade it onto Hawks, though. So Jay can be picked up. That's sight control for Ape, and Forest with the bearing 9 just murders Kaiser. So it was winnable as heck for GLOWUP. Is now going to be a 1 versus 3 situation, a flick of a century, but it doesn't actually hit anything. The pistol out, he probably wishing he had the super shorty here, but the pistol out isn't going to do much for him. You've got to reload your little Glock conversion Roni, or you're going to have a problem. And Forest and Ape just strong arm themselves through bathroom and win the round.
That was crazy to see that happen.
And it was off the backs of the run out. I mean, I get it. GLOWUP's having a ball. They qualified in, having a ball, they're having a fun time. But I mean, it would be very generous to call that Malusi's run out, you know, anything short of adventurous. I don't know what that was about.
I think they're having fun at this point. I think they're just having fun. They know, it's a difficult game. They're having fun with it.
He was going for the Instagram clip. I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I smoked Ape. He's trying to put that in his YouTube title. Unfortunately, it didn't work. And it kind of started to come back. And we see the Amaru. Just kidding. We see Jack. Why do people do this? Stick it.
I want to see the Amaru actually too. I haven't seen Amaru in CCS yet.
We're just never gonna see it. I guess this is. I mean, if there was ever a series where we would see an Amaru, this is the one.
This is the time. This is the time for an Amaru to come out.
And look at that.
Interesting.
On a map where you are not supposed to win, actually, they have a better attack rate, like win rate, than anyone's ever had on any other map in CCS this season. That's on Theme Park.
Oh, just on Theme Park though. So our Theme Park games have been widely defender sided, and now it's attacker sided. But that's also because Ape is just that good.
Yeah, I mean,
this is a map choice.
Ape's that good, and it's their choice, and GLOWUP is vibing. You know, so it is what it is. We're gonna see Ape going to theme. Or what the heck? We're gonna see Ape going to Throne. They already are. Of course, they're on Theme Park. Anyway, Ape's. I mean, call it as. I mean, clearly going to match the same energy that GLOWUP was going for. He's just going to run out.
Oh,
the Minister of Spawn Peeking has been destroyed by Kaiser instantly. So
I
I
say I know
guess
these guys are vibing and they're having a good time, and maybe they're not as teamwork wise as good as Ape, but they all really
they
good
shoot their
shots though. These
shots.
guys can shoot pretty damn well.
Shoot or shoot. At the end of the day, am I right?
Hmm.
Shoot or shoot. Now, I mean, call out. He was the minister of spawn peaks for a good 30 seconds there.
Oh,
But Forrest, I mean, Forrest can shoot too. There's a reason he's in Pro League. So, I mean, yeah, he was the minister of spawn peaks for about 20 seconds. He has now been fired as minister of spawn peaks. It has been given to Forrest, that title. So,
looks like they're trying to deal with any ADSs or disc over the wall so get this wall open. But at the same point, that means that there is actually no denial besides the mute of Jay. So they need to throw a grenade over to destroy the enemy jammers. Should be pretty easy to get this wall open at that point. But at the same point, there's still not a lot of control in the hands of GLOWUP. And I love how, yeah, Forrest is putting an ADS in bathrooms so he can still roam out there as Hawks and them are trying to push. Looks like the rest of GLOWUP are trying to push his dragon side and push into sight.
I guess the thing here is as well, they're going so hard for maintenance that the issue here is our friend Yaga has used both his impacts probably to disable most of those Selmas. I imagine. I want to see how that actually went down. Rovi still has Habana pellets, but two sets of Habana pellets for that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not going to be fun to push. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Pushing to maintenance with a cheese wall,
I
French
guess
cheese
you can
wall.
open it with the rest of the X-Gyros.
Have fun. Even if he opens it with the pellets he has left, that is going to be a very watchable angle for Ape to hold, given the extremeness of the crossfires there. I mean, unlucky goes
Yeah,
out
again,
because he threw what
not
happened.
having a territory.
Yeah, he threw all his Selmas at once, which meant all of them got tricked at once. So Yaga just messed them up before they could sequelize there. And Jay's going to find Hawks who I mean, there's not many options here. You can't go through that breach. Bonna's not going to help you there much. And Forrest is still at large here on this locker hallway. He could swing at any moment, which is exactly what he's going to do. He's going to find Kaiser for his second of the round. And it's officially safe to say the wheels have fallen off the car.
I would agree, definitely. He's still sitting there too. Forrest is still in the corner. He gets Rovi as well. It's down to Caesar in a 1v4. 3 kills for Forrest. Can he get the 4th here? Caesar looks like he's trying to pursue Forrest. I don't know if that's really a advisable situation here, but it's not much you can do in 1v4 anyway. So not much you can do. He's going to walk off her. Look left, look right. Can't find anybody. So now he's going to look through Dragon Door. See if he can find anybody peeking that. And there is one player in the back of them peeking it, pre-firing back to the tracers he saw. And no, it's Forrest. He's peeking split. He'll finish up Caesar and get a 4K to put Ape on match point.
Yeah, and I mean, that wall, the way that wall looks, the cheese wall there is kind of the story of the game, unfortunately. You've got the charge on the wall, but it's just, taken. I mean, it's just the little things. You can't put 2 Selmas on a wall against the team Impact tricking. You're going to lose both Selmas at once, which is going to screw you up. And yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, they could have, maybe. I think the margin of error there was so small in terms of like the slice on the breach that was messed up. Even if you put a pellet on it, someone could just shoot the pellet off. There was no saving
that's
that.
true too. They could, but if it impacts that too, they could also impact it again as well if they wanted
I mean,
to.
they could C4 it again. It's just at that point, you're just what's the word? Poop out of luck. That's the PG-13, the E for everyone version of what it, I meant to say. Now, Ape, I mean, Ape's in a very dominant position here. You've got pretty much 5 defenses to close this game out. The win percentage, I've crunched the numbers in my win percentage calculator. I would say the win percentage for GLOWUP is at about 0.00007%. But it is possible. I didn't say 0%. Note that. I said 0.011111%.
0.11.
It's possible.
Well, we're going to go here to Bunk and Daycare for a second sight for Ape, and they're also, of course, they're gonna extend the roam over port to initiation and office, so they can be ready for that east to west take if they go for that even.
I mean, given how Ape's setting it up, east to west, you see the roam game, the mute jammers. GLOWUP's been struggling with this all series. The extended roams from Ape and the drone economy in general has been atrocious, really. I mean, I'm just being honest. It hasn't been very good for GLOWUP at all. So you're going against a map like this. It's already narrow lanes. There's a lot of cute little drone holes on this map, but a lot of narrow lanes, a lot of issues with droning, especially if you're already kind of struggling with it. And it looks like they're not even going to do that. They're just going to go from this west side over through the arcade window through Cafe. And Ape is honestly, if that's, I mean, Ape actually has a Mira set up facing that. So I'm not sure what the end game is.
Yeah, there's also a mute gemmer on the wall too, so they can't exactly blow open the mirror either. Looks like there's already some damage done to Rovi in Cafe too, so it's a lot of. This is exactly very easy to take over. They need to somehow deal with this mirror, which you really can't. You can't shoot from below in that inside a bug, can you? Or daycare, daycare. Oh wait, it's a drop though. He drops, gets a kill. One kill for Hawks, another for Gush. But Force gets the refrag onto Gush, and now it's just coming through players. Force gets another. He's refragged by Rovi. Kaiser gets call out. It's down to a 3v1. Young's last 11. Kaiser will get that kill. I think Kaiser going to 3K or 4K that round.
Breach and clear. That was the call. It worked.
That was a drop. That was just a go.
The map was breached and the map was cleared. Now the problem for GLOWUP is they have to do that about 4 more times. It's obvious that Ape was not. Ape was not a. Ape was asleep at the wheel there. I mean, which is understandable. Most people who have any regard for their personal safety would not just flop down that hatch at the minute. What was it? Minute 40, minute 50 mark?
Yeah, it was early. It was really early in the round.
Most people don't do that one. So, I mean, Ape's not even going to give them the chance to do it again. They're going to a site where really you can't do that. You can't drop. There's nothing to drop down. Of course, the hatch that was so famously on the lab storage site before in the old version of theme park is gone. And it's going to be difficult to just rush in on this site. That's kind of one of the caveats of it is you're pretty much forced to rush the window. I don't think Ape is going to let someone rush a window. I think GLOWUP's going to have to put together
It's also if they extend the rope into theme as well, it makes it so not theme. I said the theme. I did see the you did. Throne. My God.
Theme. That's the new site name. It's theme. Heard it here first. Yeah, no. I mean, you're right though. It has been extended into Throne. And I mean, honestly, that could be like the reason why GLOWUP succeeded is because Ape has been doing this all game. They've been spread thin. They're kind of spreading themselves into these eloquent Picasso roams. And I mean, obviously it has worked. I mean, Ape is on match point on map 2. And it's looking like it could be 7-2-7-2. Of course, it's been working for Ape, but what I'm getting at is that's something GLOWUP could exploit. Is just simply pushing and taking advantage of the fact that Ape is just so strung out. And as call out, I mean, you are not the minister of spawn peaks anymore. You have been you've been expunged from that position. Call you can't run out with the UMP in this scenario. You are not allowed to do it. I mean, what's GLOWUP going to do here?
Just jump to the window.
I mean, it's possible, but Pulse and instant first pick onto Rovi, who was one of the heroes from last round, actually. What is, it's the window. And Call-Out's calling this. Call-Out is making call-outs and saying, guys, there are 4 on my window. Help.
Yeah, it looks like they're prepping for it, but a C4 could be the end of this. One C4 goes out, but it looks like it'll be too short to get anybody. Yaga now positioned in bathroom for a jump to the bathroom. Forrest behind him. It looks like he's trying to get a peek, but a peek will work out. Call takes the head off of Gush. And now the rest of the players, some GLOWUP, are going upstairs, knowing that that jump through the window is going to work. Actually, I say that. Zebra just runs right in, kills Yaga, look for the kill on Call Out. Can't see him in the corner. Actually, Melty gets killed by Kaiser. As a dropout from the side of Caesar. He runs back out, taking shots. He's gonna kill that Force too. Caesar's like 2 for the round. It's down to just a 2v3. Jay runs to Call Out, gets one to Caesar. He just runs right in the bathroom, murders him. And Jay comes from around. He flanks Kaiser, gets the kill. And above that person is Hawks, who's not even in the building.
Hawks is in another stratosphere. As the rest of his team tried to make it happen, and they almost did. But Call Out is the minister of angled grips. He's full sprint, and he just slaughters the ace there and shut down any chance at any sort of comeback. The GGs fly. The double dragon challenge has been lost. It's a 2-0.
Yeah, the dragon challenge was did not work out for the side of GLOWUP.
Yes, it was a 14-2 overall scoreline for Ape.